It's 6 o'clock? 5:58, that's right. We have 2 minutes, yes. 1 minute warning. So as soon as Barry tells us, we'll start. Tum, 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 tum. It's the longest minute. 6 o'clock. Yes. All right. Shabbat Shalom. Mikey, please take your rightful place. And it's so nice to be together once again on this beautiful Shabbat. And I'm all warmed up because I did the service at Rydell at 4 o'clock. And so I ran my stuff by them. They approved. So we are all ready to go and celebrate Shabbat. Of course, welcome to you and welcome to everyone on live stream. We wish you were here, but Shabbat Shalom anyway. So we're going to start with the words of Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, but it's going to be a little medley because we're going to throw Bim Bam and, of course, the text from this Torah portion, a little bit of Matovu, and then later on we'll talk about Matovu in a little more details. So if you need the page, it's page 10, Hinei Matov. Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hinei Matov, Hinei Matov, Ya la 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 la, Hinei Matov, Hinei Matov, Ya la 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 la, Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Bam. Bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bim, ya ba bi ba 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 bim bam, bim bim bam, bim 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 bam. Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad, Hinei Matov Umanayim, Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Matovu, Matovu, Ochaya. Ishkenatecha Yisrael Matovu Ochalecha Yaakov Ishkenatecha Yisrael Hinei Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad Hinei Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. A beautiful song of welcoming everyone to this gorgeous place, Old York Road, Temple-Beth. We begin with kindling the lights. We're going to ask you to rise, and in honor of Lou's, what is it? What you said? Second bar, yes? Second bar mitzvah. Yes. You guess how old is he? We're going to ask Linda and Lou to light the candles. Please rise and join with them. We are on page 3 for English and 2 for Hebrew.
As these candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, So may we in our own day be among those who kindle light. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedeshanu b'mitzvotav tzivanu l'chadlik ner shel Shabbat. Blessed are you, Adonai our God, sovereign of the universe, who hallows us with mitzvot, commanding us to kindle the light of Shabbat.
Amen. Happy birthday and wonderful year ahead.
Thank you.
And good health and lots of joy in life. So if you would like to be seated, please be seated. We continue with Lechadodi, page 20. And I am still trying to get you to sing with me the new, not new, but more various version of Lechadodi. So get it. Lechadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat le'ekabela. Lechadodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat le'ekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'di urecha yishmiranu el kam yochad Adonai echad o shemo echad l'shem ultiferet v'liyitina ele echad dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat le'ekabela. Dodi likrat kala b'nei Shabbat le'ekabela. Likrat Shabbat l'chol v'nelcha chit mikor ha'baracha rosh mikedem tesocha sof ma'aseh b'makshavat hila. Nakabela kitoreri kivare komiwari uri kori Beri Kavot Adonai Alayich Nidala Shalom, Ateret Bala, Gam Besimcha, Ovtsochola, Tochem Onei, הגולה. בואי חלה, בואי חלה, יא לה לה, יא לה 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 לחדותי, יא לה 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 לקראת כלה, יא לה 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 תני שבת, תני שבת לקבלה, יא לה 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 לחדותי, יא לה 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 לקראת כלה, יא לה 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 תני שבת, תני שבת נקבלה. Page 24, Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Kasharei, Malachei Elyon, Bihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Bachem leshalom, Malachei Kashalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Barachoni leshalom, Malachei Kashalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem leshalom, Malachei Kashalom, Malachei Elyon, Bimelech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Yitkadol v'yitkadash b'rabah, v'almati b'rakiruti v'yamlech malchuti, v'chayachon v'chon v'chayed kol beit Yisrael, b'agala, b'agala, ובזמן קריב ויאמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעולמי הלוויה. יתברך, יתברך וישתבח, ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי דקדושו בריחו, לקהילה מן כל ברכתו ושירתו, תושבחתו ונחמתו, דמירן בעלמו, ויאמרו אמן. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaro ma'ariv arabim bechokma potech she'arim ובתבונה משנה עתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה גולל אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור ומעביר יום ומביא לילה ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה אדוני צבאות שמו. אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. We'll continue with the Ahavat Olam. Sorry, wait, on. בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת. תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשתחווים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוקינו בשכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד כי גם חיינו באורך ימינו ובכם נגיע יומם ולילה again, ברחבתך לתסיר, עמדו לעולמים, ברוך אתה אדוני, אוהב עמו ישראל, אוהב עמו Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam. Please be seated. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך וחיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך ושננתם לבדיך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך וקשרתם לרעות על ידיך וחיו לפתותפות בין עיניך וכתבתם אל מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם אמת. Top of page 39, and we're going to read together. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to the promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. And I think a wonderful tune that goes really well together with this particular introduction to Mi Hamocha is written by Shlomo Karbach, and we all know and love this tune. It goes like this. So, Mi Hamocha Oelim Adonai, Mi Hamocha Nedar Bakodesh, Torah Tekilot, Osefele, Torah Tekilot, Osefele, Balchutecha Rachu Banecha, Bakei Yam Lifnei Moshe Miriam, Zeli Adonai Amaro, Adonai Imloch Le'alam Va'ed, Yalai, 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 Adonai di Yaakov, ugalo miyat chazak mimenu, Baruch ata Adonai, Gal Yisrael, Yalai, 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 and Hashkivenu is on page 43. We're going to read together at the top. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise us up, waiting to do your will together. Chatima, Baruch Ata Adonai, HaPorei Sukat Shalom Aleinu, Ve'al Kol Amo Yisrael, Ve'al Yerushalayim. So once again, instead of V'shamru, we'll do Yismachu. It's next page. Page 44. Yismachu b'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei, Omer Shabbat. Yismachu b'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei, Omer Shabbat. Mekadeshei, Mekadeshei Shavi Shabbat, Kulam Yisbahu, Vayimbu Bitu V'Shabbat, Yismachu B'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei, Omer Shabbat. Yismachu B'malchutecha, Shomrei, Shomrei, Shomrei Shabbat v'korei, Omer Shabbat. Shiri Ratzidabo, Shabbat, Yisrael, Lamalekuteka, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Vakorim, Onek Shabbat, Yisrael, Lamalekuteka, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Vakorim, Onek Shabbat, Zecher Lamosei, Lamosei Vareshit Shabbat, Zecher Lamosei, Lamosei Vareshit Shabbat, Yisrael, Lamalekuteka, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Vakorim, Onek Shabbat, Yisrael, Lamalekuteka, Shomerei, Shomerei, Shomerei Shabbat, Vakorim, Onek Shabbat. We begin the tefillah with the Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, and if you're able to rise, please rise, as we are getting ready to actually have the conversation one-on-one in first person with our eternal God. Hold on. It's very, sorry, it's very uncomfortable here. It's not easy to do everything. So hold on. La 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 la, la 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 la, ya 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 la 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 la. Adonai Sfatai Tiftach, Ovi Yagid Tefilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la la la. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, v'Elokei avoteinu v'imoteinu, Elokei Abraham, Elokei Yitzchak, v'Elokei Yaakov, Elokei Sarah, Elokei Rivka, Elokei Rachel, v'Elokei Leah. האלך הגדול כגיבור וכנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחייך כל התערב להושיע, מרי את הטוב. מחלקם חיים בחסד, מחייך כל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לפני עפר. בעל גברות, עומד המלך, מלך ממית ומחיי, ומצמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לך חיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יחללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. We continue silently till we get to Oseh Shalom, and you may be seated when you finish with your prayers. We continue with Mishverach. Mishverach you can find on page 253. This is our the genius of Jewish people that when we gather together, we celebrate good things and we celebrate not so good things. And of course, as a group, as a community, when we pray and we utter the words of praise or healing or asking, whatever it is, hopefully our prayer is stronger and reaching the highest heavens. And of course, this particular Friday night, we are praying on behalf of our dear ones who need the healing in body and spirit and soul. And we hope that Almighty, our God, will grant them this beautiful healing. And so I'd like to ask you if you have anyone that you're thinking about and would like to put out the name, please join with me and I'll point you, Winnie. Thank you. Thank you. Lynn. Thank you. Yes. Thank you. Anybody else? So as a community and members of our congregation, today we're praying on behalf of Barry Abrams, Cynthia Baylor, Lisa Cates, Sandy Chernow, Matt Cozen, Andy Dorfman, Marilyn Eisner, Sheila Evans, Binyamin Ben Pohava Ephraim, Lou Gettis, Stuart Gettis, Brian Geiger, Paul Isakov, Bernie Creek, Rissel Shira Bat, Esther Malka Chai, David Lieberman, Spencer Leibovitz, Rosanna Moses, Gershona Binyamina Bat Sorova Levi, Stan Oliver, Harvey Ostroff, John Ostroff, Sherry Penicelli, Vagiha Partielli, Sharon Paul Kelly Quagliotti, Brevetson David Rachmael Ben Sarah Levi, Cooper Roberts, Linda Skusel, Molly Tinkelman, Beverly Tisdale, Jack Velkov, Judy Weiss, Cicely Zlatnik, and Bruce Zucker. So may the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all those that are on our minds and in our hearts. Blessed Holy One, be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revised. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And let all of us say, Amen. Please join with me in Mishaberach. Mishaberach Yavotenu Makorecha Bracha Leimotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Yishaberach imotenu mekorach habracha lavotenu. Blessed us in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, All right, so this Shabbat is known as Shabbat Balak. And so, fortunate for me, there was something musical because I love that stuff. So something musical that I would like to share with you and give you a couple of musical examples. So let me see if everything is in order. So, as I said, in this week's Torah portion, Balak, we are introduced to the beautiful words that we all love and we know by heart. It's Matovu Ohalecha Yaakov, Mishkenatecha Yisrael, which we can translate as how fair are your tents of Jacob, your dwelling, O Israel. We begin every Saturday morning singing those words. So in the Torah portion, so it's Numbers 24, actually verse 5, these words are uttered and they flow out of the foreign prophet Balaam. So he's standing at the summit on the heights. He's overlooking the wasteland where the Hebrews pitched their encampment. They live in camps. It is the third time that the Moabite king Balak has tried to get Balaam to what to do? To curse Israelites. And yet, every single time he tries, the curses will not come out of Balaam's mouth, but it's the words of blessing. So we know from the previous narration that Balak is, he's fearful, he's afraid that the Israelites, they're known by their, wisdom and strength, that they're going to uprise and they're going to, revolt against him. So he is trying to do everything and anything in his power to get that curse. So, but once again, our God saves the Jewish people, and instead of the curse, we get the blessing. We are the people of the blessing, and starting with Abraham, and so our good fortune continues. So it is interesting to know that Matovu is the only prayer commonly used in Jewish services that was written by a non-Jew. So that's the only time that we use something like that is that phrase, Matovu, verse 5 from chapter 24. The remaining of the text, and I'm going to give you examples, so the rest of the text comes from different Psalms. And they all, the verses from the Psalms, they all talk about entering the house of worship and preparing ourselves for the prayer. So, of course, how can you, imagine the dwellings of Jewish, Israelites, they are encamped down below, and of course, the Jewish composers, they thought nothing, better to do than to write multitude of different compositions on this particular text. And I know you probably have your favorites. I have my favorites, and I'm going to join and show you a couple of matovos that I really, really love. And they're different in style, but they represent what the text is all about. And so they not only represent the text, they kind of painting for us the text. The meaning, the deep meaning of the words come through the particular melodies. So the first one you all know, and actually I think I sang it as the opener. It's Matovu, very simple melody. It's a folk melody that you hear it once, you can hum along and sing along in no time. What makes it a beautiful melody when you learn the melody so well that you can do different rounds. And when you do a round, beautiful harmonies come alive. And that's why the Hasidim or folk singers, they use the simple melodies, but they use the rounds or some kind of a little harmonies to embellish a simple melody. And so let's sing it once, because you all know it. You sang it with me in the beginning of this service. It goes like this. And then we're going to try to do it as a round. We'll be very brave. I actually tried it this afternoon with the people from the Rydal, And they tried it. They were very brave. They did it. So good. Let's try it one more time. Can you sing it without me? Come September, you're all invited to join our choir. It was a very good effort. Thank you so much. So that's the first melody. But the second melody that I'd like to share with you, and I wanted to keep it a secret, but of course, because I had to try the miking. Hold on a second, I lost my cell phone. Okay, hold on a second. I am going to, cell phone. Okay, here it is. So the next piece of music that I'd like to share with you is going to be from, it was written in 1895. And it was written by a wonderful composer, Louis Lewandowski. He was one of the people that wrote for the synagogue at that time. And of course, the style was a Western European style because they all love opera. They all love, music of the theater or whatever they were hearing. So it sounds really Western, but then it has a beautiful combination of the chazanut and the traditional Jewish sound. So the melody of this particular Lecha Dodi is rather simple, but at the same time, it's really, really profound. Yes, and you're going to hear it. So you can hear this piece during the Shabbat services, holiday services, even the weddings. And I found this remarkable composition sung by the University of Illinois concert choir. It's quite magnificent, and I'm going to play it for you because just me singing is not going to do any good to it. All right, so here it is. So Matov by Lewandowski. Written for the choir and organ. Can you hear? Isn't that magnificent? So this sound, yes, during the high holidays when we use the professional choir, you can hear, yes, we do a couple of pieces by Lewandowski or by, other composers of that era that brings that quality of music to the synagogue. So 1895, yes, so that's what the music was like. And it was, the cantors were mostly tenors with these high, beautiful voices. And I guess people are sitting there and they're like, probably they were like in awe of the beauty and, and heavenly, the heavenly sound that would come from the choir and of course from the cantor. We conclude my little sampling of the magnificent Matovo melodies, of course, with one of my favorite Matovo, and you know what it is. It's Danny Messing's, yes, beautiful, soulful, delightful piece that we sing all the time during our Shabbat services for Bar Bat Mitzvah, and probably, I don't know if upstairs for the Shabbat Minyan people do it. And I can hear it, I can listen to it, and sing it many times, and I would never, ever, ever get tired of it. So I know that you know the piece. So if you would like to join with me, page 72, Matovo, that's from Shabbat morning service, and we can definitely sing it together. So I'm going to not do all the verses because it's a little lengthy, and the time is marching on, but yeah, let's do a little bit of this because it's absolutely beautiful. And it goes like this. Matovu, Matovu, Okalecha Yaakov, Mishkinatecha Yisrael, Matovu. Mishkinatecha Yisrael, v'ani barav chastecha, avo beitecha, eshtachach lecha lekodechecha, b'yiratecha, matovu. Mishkinatecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ochalecha Yaakov, Mishkinatecha Yisrael. Last one. V'ani tefilati lecha, Adonai et ratzon, Elohim baruch chasdecha, Elohim baruch chasdecha, Ameini b'emet yishecha. The last one. Matovu, Matovu, Mishkinatecha Yisrael, Matovu, Matovu, Ochalecha Yaakov, Mishkinatecha Yisrael, Mishkinatecha Yisrael. So every time you come on Saturday morning, you're going to hear a version, this or that, or maybe a couple of them, but Matovo is going to be something that will prepare you and help you to prepare for the prayer and for opening your mind and soul to the beautiful words of our blessings and prayers. I am so confused now. Okay, we did this. Elena, yes, is that next? Okay, so we're not going to open the ark today because the time was it took a little more time than I probably should, but doesn't matter. Please rise, page 282. And, only in the, we don't have to open the ark for Elena. It's not my thing, it's done. עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם כלכנו ככם, וגוער עלינו ככל כמונו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. שקולות השמיים ויוסת הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בכוחי מרומים אלוהינו אמת מלכנו זולתו ככתוב בתורתו וידעת היום בקשיבות לבדך האלוקים בשמיים במעל ועל הארץ מתחת עינות ונאמר ויתן למלך על כל הארץ ויום יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו Kaddish. We continue with page 295. And actually tonight, we have a rather long list of your site list, but we'll make sure that we'll mention everyone who we remember today. So we think of our loved ones whom death has recently taken from us, and we are mentioning recently departed is Samuel Basilian. It's the father of Emma Basilian. Martin Katz, brother of Nancy Ablon and uncle of Brett Ablon. And Arlene Ellen Satz, sister of Sandy Moss and Jennifer and Jackie Moss. So we also remember today those who died at this season in years past, and those whom we have drawn into our hearts with our own. So here are the names: Harry Aronowitz, Lawrence Barnett, Gustav Beck, Sylvia Beckman, Lavretta Blum, Mickey Braverman, Saul Braverman, Joseph Leonard Brill, Linda Bernstein, Zvi Shulakov, Alfred Davis, Anna Dorfman, Leanne Dubin, Milton Feldbaum, Richard Feldman, Anne Flexer, Beatrice Ford, Frida Frank, Bertha Franklin, Minnie Ruth Gittelson, Rose Mellon Goldberg, Donald Goldesman, Millie Gross, Beatrice Gerbeck, Joseph Herkas, Janet Hoffman, Ida Jaffe, Morris Jaffe, Solis Kasdin, Isaac Katz, Louis Kaufman, Adolf Klein, Sarah Krita, Morris Lefkowitz, Richard Nerfeld, David Lennis, Janet Levick, Rose Lipkowitz, Maurice Moses Moore, Janet Molish, Michael Needle, Pearl Nyberg, Albert Pearson, Helen Pincus, Joseph Prussian, Samuel Rabelow, William Wichman, Sam Salowski, Jules Shane, Elsie Schwartz, Leonard Schwarzschild, Joseph Samberg, Alexander Sikirka, Avery Silverman, Joshua Summers, Rose Strauss, Maurice Storn, Rhoda Tinkelman, Alan Wax, Mildred Weidenfeld, Ita Weinberger, Jackie Wiener, and Moshe Yogev. So together we say, Zichronam Livracha. May their memories be for the blessing as we remember them. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabba be'alma divra kirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayachon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uv'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shemei rabba mevorach leolam ulalmei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpoar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekodusha v'hu le'elam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran bi'alma v'yimru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. O seh shalom b'mromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we all say, please be seated. We have Barry to deliver some needed announcements.
Thank you, Cantor. Shabbat Shalom. Rabbi Tornberg leads Torah study tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Following Torah study at about 10:15, we'll have our morning service led by Claire and Michael Krasenstein with Drew Meal as our soloist. Tomorrow's Torah readers are Sandy Cohen and Barry Stein. Both Torah study and the morning service are held live in the TBT chapel, where it can be accessed via Zoom for those who can't attend in person. If you're interested in learning to read Torah, contact Cantor Zark. Walk the Pennypack Trail with Rabbi Tornberg on a Shabbat Nature Walk next Saturday, July 23rd at 10:30 a.m. The walk will conclude by noon. Registration is required. Call the office. The American Red Cross Blood Drive will be at Beth Am on Wednesday, August 10th, 2 to 7 p.m. You can register by contacting Art Davis or directly on the Red Cross app. We are already preparing for the high holidays. Entries for the Book of Remembrance for the Yizkor service must be in by this Monday, July 18th. The book will include the prayers and readings used during our Yizkor service on Yom Kippur Day. If you would like to honor the memory of your loved ones in this year's book, please use the online form in Shul Cloud. If you need help getting on Shul Cloud, please call the office during normal business hours. If you'd like to sponsor a Bima basket for the high holidays, please contact Jackie Lehner in the office. Letters for high holiday honors will be mailed shortly. Even as we have been finding a new normal in this post-pandemic era, we are still conscious of the uncertainty of surges and fluctuating infection rates and the risks involved. So while we are returning to our minhag of congregation participation through honors, we are reducing the scope and the number of these honors as compared to 2019 and earlier. So basically, if you don't like your part, don't call me. Good Shabbos, and be excellent to each other. It'll be
Here.
here, also a live stream, but we hope to see you all here.
Yes. Yeah, we're planning to have the four professional choir members singing. We have a new wonderful cellist for the Kol Nidre. So we are making plans, and it's going to be, hopefully, we'll stay healthy and safe, and we'll celebrate together in person. So just want to wish you Shabbat Shalom. So you won't see me next week, yay. You're going to, yes, you can relax and say, oh, not her again. So I am going to go on vacation and celebrate my birthday together with my family. And so next week, you're going to have a surprise. You're going to have Rabbi Lib, but he's going to be accompanied by a duet of two wonderful congregants, one on guitar, one is singing, playing, I don't know, whatever. So it's something to see. Please come and support them. It's going to be wonderful. And so just before we go and do the Kiddush and break the bread, so let's wish each other Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.
Have a good vacation.